Alright, so now we're into part 2 of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live's Superstar Shakeup and all the acquisitions for both shows. We just finished covering Monday Night Raw, so now we're going to move into SmackDown Live. So if you notice, Monday Night Raw has 2 people on it, Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon. At least she was there Monday night, and so was Shane for the beginning of the show. And on SmackDown, it seems that Vince is the one who's in control as to what goes on that show. So, Vince had a astonishing announcement for the best acquisition for Monday Night Raw. One of the greatest pickups for SmackDown Live in SmackDown Live history. So, here is the pickups for SmackDown Live, and then we'll get into this greatest pickup that Vince McMahon tried to sell us. So, in regards to the women, they've added Mickie James, one of the greatest veterans of all time, to this roster. That is a smart acquisition. What that does is, 1, it adds the depth to the roster, and 2, it adds a veteran over the roster. She can be that women's locker room leader that they need. Okay, then you have in the younger talent category, we've got Liv Morgan. So they split the Riot Squad, and I'm kind of sad about that. I really wanted Liv and Sarah Logan to compete for those tag team titles. Liv can still be a viable commodity to SmackDown Live. She's got a decent moveset in the ring. She's good. I like Liv. So I think Liv was a great asset for SmackDown Live. Moving on to the next woman that they've acquired. We've got Miss Bayley. Alright, so Bayley is now a part of SmackDown Live. This was a good acquisition to me. I've always felt that Sasha or Bayley would fare better on the smaller show. Sometimes Raw has ability to swallow people up. Even if you're a big star, it just makes you feel like you're in a black hole, especially with the way WWE books their superstars. So I was very, very happy with Bayley going to SmackDown Live. It's going to give her the opportunity to really flourish and spread her wings. So I'm very excited to see what Bayley brings to the ring. I want her to be a little bit more edgy, a little more angry, have some more aggression, fight harder, push harder. You can still be a hugging, whatever you want to be. But when that bell rings, I need you to turn into a monster in the ring. That's what I want to see. I want to see NXT Bayley, all right? So hopefully, Bayley will get the opportunity to do that, or Bayley could turn heel. Either way, I'm glad Bayley is on SmackDown Live. So moving on to the next female they've acquired, it's Miss Ember Moon, the War Goddess. One of my favorite NXT call-ups. Ember is underrated by a long shot. She's amazing in the ring. Her finisher is absolutely bananas. I love it. I love Ember in the ring. She's intense, she's strong, she's fighting hard, and she's going to bring an element of competitiveness to this roster that you haven't seen in a while. So Ember being on the show is definitely going to be awesome. All right, moving into the last female that has been acquired on this SmackDown Live roster. The SDLive roster really focused on the women in this one. It's Miss Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess herself. So if you've never seen Kairi Sane, she's from NXT, and she won the very first Mae Young Classic, if I recall. And Kairi Sane just has a presence about her, and she makes it worthwhile to see her wrestling on the grandest stage. It's just an amazing thing to see with Kairi Sane. She has a presence about her that's just awesome, and you want to watch her. The pirate thing works for her. I'm hoping and praying that they don't do her the way that they did Asuka, and they really give her an opportunity to shine, because Kairi could be a major, major hot commodity for the WWE. And I hope that they change their views on Asuka so that Asuka can get the very same treatment, okay? Moving into the men who the WWE have acquired. So, Heavy Machinery has been placed on SDLive. This is a good acquisition for the tag team division. It adds some more depth. It gives them a little bit more play. You still have the Bar. You still have the New Day. You still have the Colognes. You still have a viable tag team division there. And then you've got Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura as a team as well. So you get to see some weird competition here, but I'm here for it because I always expected the SmackDown Live Tag Team division to be better. Even with the Usos on Raw, the SmackDown Live Tag Team division is going to add some oomph. And now you've got heavy machinery on the team. This is going to be good. It's going to be good. Now, moving forward, you have Chad Gable. Chad Gable has recently been teaming with Bobby Roode on Monday Night Raw, and officially he's been split from Bobby Roode. I'm very glad for Chad Gable. I want to see what he's capable of. I've seen Gable wrestle, but I want to see what he can do on his own now and what he's going to do with his character going forward. Because everybody compares him to Kurt Angle, so I think he should start to set himself apart from him. Moving forward from Chad Gable, we have the former Cruiserweight Champion, Buddy Murphy. Oh, I'm excited for Buddy Murphy to be a part of this roster. I actually like Buddy Murphy a lot, so I can't wait to see what Buddy Murphy's going to bring in terms of his intensity. He's a very intense wrestler, great in-ring work, and he's decent on the microphone too. He's a good heel. I like Buddy Murphy. So Buddy Murphy will be a great addition to SmackDown Live. Moving to one of my most hated picks is Lars Sullivan. I don't like this man. I really, really detest him. I think he's just one of Vince's projects. I don't want him on the SmackDown Live roster. I genuinely dislike this man, 100%. And if I had it my way, he wouldn't be in the WWE, period. But since he is, I guess he's a good acquisition for Monday Night Raw. I don't want to see him just squashing people 24/7, so we will see how they use him. Doesn't have anything to me to bring to the table besides strength, and even in the strength, you can still get your ass kicked, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, this isn't a great acquisition. This is just Vince trying to find some kind of way to replace Brock Lesnar. Moving forward to our final acquisitions for SmackDown Live, we have the Johnny Cash wannabe guitar playing, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. So Elias is a part of SmackDown Live now, and he was the great announcement that Vince McMahon gave at the end of SDLive. I was disappointed. I honestly and genuinely thought that Brock Lesnar was going to be the acquisition they were speaking of. I was prepared to hear Cold Cut King come out there and start saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. I was waiting for that. But it didn't happen. Vince announced Elias as the greatest acquisition for SmackDown Live. However, we're going to get into what ruined that acquisition. So, do I think Elias is a great competitor? Yes, I do. I think Elias is very underrated. He's very, very cold and calculating in the ring. He is one of those sleeper type of wrestlers that is a thinking wrestler. And that is dangerous because he can change at any given moment in the ring. And he has the ability to cause more havoc in the ring than you would think. He is a dangerous competitor. And I think that he is not given enough credit for what he is capable of. Let's talk about the next acquisition, which I just mentioned, and it's the great Finn Balor. I love Finn Balor. Anyway, he's great to look at, and on top of that, Finn is probably one of the best in-ring performers the WWE has seen in quite some time. He has an amazing skill set when it comes to that ring. He's just awesome. He's just awesome. So I am so excited for Finn to be on SmackDown Live. With it being a smaller landscape, he won't get lost in the hours of the show. He can be a premier athlete on that show where he needs to be. And when it's time for Kofi to drop that belt, I expect to see Finn Balor gain it. Okay? So WWE, if you're listening, Finn Balor is your next WWE champion. Period. Okay? Balor is your bread and butter. Okay? Between him and Kofi, you got gold, okay? Gold. Now, I can't wait to see how this works out. I'm excited to see how they structure Kofi and how they structure Finn in terms of their rivalries, seeing as how they are the two champions on the show. And now we're going to get into the actual biggest acquisition for SmackDown Live, and that is the King, the big dog, Roman Reigns, is a part of SmackDown Live, and man, I'm amped. I was shocked, okay? And he just made one of the most emphatic statements on the show. He punched the lights out of the chairman and took out Elias with ease. This is going to be fun, okay? They are already giving SmackDown Live the better content, okay? So, having said all of that, we just went through all of the acquisitions for SmackDown Live. And I have to say, if I'm going to compare the two rosters, SmackDown Live got it together. They built their women's division. They really bulked it up. They added a piece to their tag team division, which was already set. And then they built up their men's division. And they really added some necessary pieces that are going to make them compete hard against Raw. Hey, what's up? It's Editing Tiff here. So, listen, I forgot to add Apollo Crews in, and I apologize for that. But just a heads up, Apollo Crews used to be on Monday Night Raw. He was a part of Titus Worldwide for a little while, and then they broke that up along with Dana Brooke. They all made them individual competitors again, Titus too. But Apollo Crews hasn't really been seen much on TV except for when he had a small mini feud with Godly, I can't even remember who it was against, but he had a small mini feud on TV, and then he was able to give Angle a decent match when he wrestled Kurt Angle a few weeks back before his retirement match at WrestleMania. It seems that Apollo Crews is one of those guys who could just pretty much float from show to show, and he just asks them a match when they need to. I'm assuming that he wrestles at live and house shows more so than he does on live TV. With all that being said, Apollo Crews is one of those kind of guys that's super talented, very good in the ring, but lacks the personality to be an actual major WWE superstar. He is not a part of the elite, but he is a part of the elite who made it into WWE. Now, does that mean Apollo Crews is terrible or that he won't fare well on SmackDown Live? Absolutely not. Apollo Crews has plenty of room to move around on SmackDown Live, and with it being a smaller landscape, he has a better opportunity of becoming a superstar. So I wish good Apollo Crews all the luck in the world, and now you guys can get back to the rest of the video. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we get to see Survivor Series and we get to see the Battle of the Brands on Survivor Series. And I hope and pray that one of these years they allow NXT to compete in Survivor Series as well. That would be epic. But having said all of that, thank you so much for watching, or rather listening, and thank you so much for being a part of my family. I hope you enjoyed my part 2 to the SmackDown Live and Raw Superstar Shakeup and all of the people that each show acquired. You tell me in the comments section below. Don't forget to sound off and show up and show out in the comments. I am always reading my comments. I always respond. So don't forget to leave me a comment. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can watch my weekly commentary on the show on Instagram. I post every week. I also go live on Instagram 3 nights out of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, of course, is for Raw. Tuesday is for SmackDown Live. And Wednesday is my freestyle because I have people on there that just like to talk and have a good time. And that's what we do. So, you guys don't forget, again, rate, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.